Hello everyone, how you doing today? Thought I would just show you a couple things that I did over the last couple days. I didn't get near as much done as I would have liked. Some things kind of delayed me, and I had other things come up in life too, so I didn't get as much time as I would have liked to work on stuff. But hopefully, I can get some more done today and tomorrow. Um, One thing that I did do. Now, this is a like a Creel uh, gunship CV that I showed before, and I'm going to call this version 1.0 now, because I decided to get this revved up a lot more, and also I plan on using it for Excalibur's challenge or June challenge, which is basically like a white box, gray box type of model that's untextured. Now my plan for this is to give him a version that is untextured, but finished, on the inside and everything. All the block work and storage and everything will be there, and then put out a different textured, finished version for the workshop. So again, this is version 1.0. Why I say that is because now I have version 2.0. um, so version 2.0 has been reworked quite a bit in a lot of places. Let me cover some things that I wanted to actually accomplish with the newer version, though. Now, to start with, on this one here, I liked the look from the top and the back, but I have a problem with the side profile, and something that was bugging me. Actually, a couple things. One, how I've got the neck over here, and it kind of, if you look at this curve here, it kind of gets tall in the back, and then it kind of goes down, and it comes up a little bit over here. It's got that kind of oddly placed rocket launcher right on the top there, which was also brought up in the comments too, that's kind of, and I agree. So it had that. So although I want this to look fierce, and I think it looks pretty good from the top and bottom and back, the side profile kind of has this goose look to it, which makes it look not as fierce, in my opinion. And it also had a very big problem with totally lacking enough thrust power to really deal with anything. Now, another thing that I was thinking about the whole time too is, well, although I originally built this to be a like a AI CV, that would be in the game to shoot at you and stuff like that. There's a lot of a lot of people wouldn't mind having this for a player ship, but I was really as a player ship with the back end on it. I didn't really have doesn't have any docking space, and I think that'd be very important to have in a player ship. And I didn't want to destroy the ship in the process to try to carve out like hangars and whatnot in it. However, after I kept on fiddling with it, I did it anyway. So now let's take a look at the other one now. The other one, as you notice, has a different side profile. It doesn't have that. It doesn't dip down in this section. Also, the neck over here was extended by 5 blocks. I added some more turrets in the area, so I got another 4 turrets here. You can also tell it's got much bigger thrusters on it. So you got some new strafing thrusters. I kept those, but I also added in some bigger reverse thrusters. Um, Added in twin artilleries on it on the sides. Doubled up the thrusters over here, doubled up the thrusters there, doubled up the thrusters on the bottom of the ship. Added a couple more turrets down there. Added a 5x9 hangar door in the back. I had to recess it in pretty far to try to keep the visual look of what it had before. Um, but now it actually has a functional hangar door, which meets the specs for most creations that I've made that could fit inside the ship. So basically, what I'm saying is it's completely like it should be legit as a player ship. Besides just that, too, you notice that that rocket launcher is gone off the top over here. This whole cockpit was kind of redesigned some too. It's using a kind of a double bevel now instead of a single like it was prior. Um, and it's got more other weapons too. So we've got 4 rocket launchers now, and with you got 4 pulse lasers back there and 2 more pulse lasers up front on the bottom side. So it's just got more weaponry all the way around. It flies way better than it did before. It was very sluggish before. Now it flies kind of like a fighter, even though it's all combat steel. So even put in some bigger thrusters up on the top part of this now as well. So, and then some other little tweaks. Now I have decided not to add a landing pad to it, so that will be its drawback. Thought about like smoothing off this whole back area here and getting rid of all this stuff so I can add in like a docking space, but well, you know, it's a combat CV. You can dock stuff inside the ship, but I decided that I don't really want to kill the visuals anymore by flattening that area out for a landing pad. I know I could gain some easy function by doing that, but maybe it won't need it. So that is the new version of the ship, and this is the one I think I plan on going forward with for a public release for a player ship. Now this one may still be used, or even that one, for the like an AI controlled ship, depending on how that works. I don't know all the logistics on that, if there's anything special I need to do for that type of ship. But now, other than that, this one is basically kind of like a counterweight to what this one is over here, and also similar to that of the human version of the Asteria. That's it. So it's a smaller ship, a lot of firepower though. Now this one will be class 5 or under as well. Right now it's sitting at class 3. Hopefully, yeah, I can keep it in the class 5 range. I guess the class size is a little bit bigger than I thought it was. On this one, though, I mean, this one did have its interior mostly done up. This one is currently sitting at just about class 5, high class 4 right now. So I have no concerns on this one on whether or not it's going to have be class 5 or under. It's obviously class 5 or under right now. Now on the inside, I messed around a little bit with LCDs, and I'm still not completely happy with a new setup LCD, and it's not really what I was trying to do, but it's very tricky, and my understanding of how things position was incorrect. I thought you kind of, with the line height and the other position command, you could kind of place things in kind of like a XY relationship somehow, but it doesn't really work that way either. It's really wonky on how these LCDs are getting set up. Now the colors and stuff on this too aren't supposed to look like that. The colors I picked online, there's like a color picker that will give you the hexadecimal values that you can enter in these signs. But what they look like on the screen when you pick the colors and what they look like in the game are two different things. So this is actually supposed to be red, about the same shade as this, but it's not. And this text isn't supposed to be all bright white like that either. So I'll keep on working on that a little bit, but I was just trying to get some new signage made for these things. Other than that, this ship's pretty much ready. I got to do some more things, and I'm probably planning on releasing this Saturday. That'll give me time to make some graphics for a new blueprint picture and for the race and everything like that. And then it'll be kind of reference too. If anybody wanted to try to build something like this, I do plan on having a collection for it, but I'm going to wait till I get enough to put in the collection. Right now I've only got 2 creations that are being worked on for this race, and that is this and this guy over here. So those will be like the first 2. I'd like to get busy on some other things for it as well. Now I also been kind of working on this a little bit again as well. Obviously I've been I got to fix up some more stuff. I've been started working on some interior sections here that are getting a little bit more done up, but I've got a lot more to do on it yet. And I apologize, I just haven't had a lot of time. Same thing, I haven't done any more with the Creel Space Station. Um, but I do continue on. I do plan on hitting that again here once I can get some of this other stuff wrapped up. Guess I didn't really mean to get so sidetracked on this ship, but I started messing with it, thinking, well, how can I make this work better? Obviously I was building this one a lot for looks originally, and not really thinking about the function of everything terribly well, and that's what this uh, other version's about. Is I really wanted to get in the function, and also not to mention it got souped up, so it's got quite a bit more weaponry and power, thrust, and docking capabilities. All things I wanted. Plus, I think I like the side profile much better than the original one. Um, so, but it's kind of the same ship, sort of. It's a lot of it's the same. So. But that's pretty much all I had for today. Kind of weak, I get it. It just takes a lot of time. There's a bit, on a side note too, in the country that I live in, there's been a lot going on in the news and stuff, and you just don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next over here sometimes. So it's like that's been kind of like putting kind of a little bit of a cramp on things too. It's hard to get in the mood to just go out and spend a bunch of time and build neat things right now. Um, Although I'm still doing that too, so it's not like I'm doing nothing. It's just was toned down a little bit. Also, like with the Creel POIs and stuff too, that's a priority. And yes, the space carrier. I know. Man, I suck. But yeah, that's gonna be a little bit yet on the space carrier. Really would like to clean up my slate a little bit so I could kind of feel free to like create new stuff, because right now I've been wrapped up in existing projects, and I come up with new ideas of things to build, and I'm like, I don't want to build it because I got too many other things going on, and stuff like that. So I've been really trying to refrain from starting any other new projects at this point in time. Although I've got a few ideas of things, especially for the new race, on a tank and a SV and some other things that they would obviously need too. Um, so anyway, you all have yourself a good weekend. Plan on probably seeing this to the workshop probably this Saturday, and I think I'll have it all wrapped up and tested and be good, and you have a new option, new race to try something with. And I know the style's not for everybody. A lot of people like the more refined look. Um, I just, if I was going to make another race, I want it very distinctly different from other stuff I've done already. So I had to like get out of my normal element to try to do something different with this, and use even textures I wouldn't normally ever use. Um, so there is that. But anyway, see you later, all.